Hi. Okay, so since I'm making things today, and I just finished making my almond coconut milk for the week, I thought I would show you with the leftover pulp. You can see right here, I just finished making it and straining all my sort of really juicy pulp there. I thought I would make something for my kids, which is I never like to throw out the pulp, so I usually make like a banana almond sort of muffin or banana bread or whatever. So anyways, I'm just going to show you a healthy quick. So once you get your pulp and you've made your milk for your family, you can just either get a muffin tin or you can get a bread pan. This is just lightly greased with coconut oil. So I just want to show you. So you can see my Vitamix is still dirty from making the almond milk. So I'm going to go ahead and pour all my almond pulp back into my Vitamix, because you don't like to waste these things, at least I don't. And this makes for a really creamy and moist bread or muffin for the kids. And my kids don't eat grains because I just want to keep them as healthy possible. Here's just a tiny little bit of the leftover milk. I'll just pour it in there. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 bananas and I'm going to go ahead and put them back in the Vitamix. So my kids, though, they don't eat a lot of sugar, but they eat fruit. They eat healthy sugars, so they eat fruit, and they do have some sugar, like a sweetener. Like I wouldn't eat these muffins because I would totally sub out the sweeteners if it was me. But because it's going to be for my kids, I use like either a pure maple syrup that we get here in Canada. Actually, my friend makes this one. It's delicious. Or I would use like a coconut sap, sweeten it with dates is a good alternative, or honey. So anyways, in goes 3 bananas. I'm gonna put in a little bit of sweetener. So just have my big spoon here. So I would say this is about 2 tablespoons, this big spoon of maple syrup, which isn't really that much when you're considering you're making a whole loaf. So sometimes I'll add just like a couple of drops of this stevia to sweeten it up. And I'll put in my, can't open it, my alcohol-free vanilla extract. And of course, all these ingredients are organic. I'll put in some cinnamon, organic cinnamon powder. So just sprinkle in whatever you like. As you can see, there's no real recipe because the flour, the almond sort of pulp, is moist. We don't need a lot more moisture, but instead of an oil, sometimes I'll just add one of these organic applesauce snacks that I once in a while throw in my kids' lunch. So I have them left over, so I'll just throw in like 1 just to kind of give it a little bit more moisture and a little bit more sweetness without adding any more honey or sweetener. So as you can see, so far it's looking really good. Now I don't eat eggs, but these eggs are free-range, pastured, grass-fed, free-range eggs that we get here locally. And so I'm gonna throw in 2 of these. Now I don't eat the eggs because I have a sensitivity, but I think eggs are super amazing addition because they're so packed with so many nutrients and choline and things that you just can't get anywhere else. So as long as they're the right kind of eggs, they're great. So I'm gonna go ahead, actually, because the almonds aren't actually in there, it's a flour. I'm gonna take, if it was making it for myself, I would use almond butter, but because I'm making it for my kids and I want them to be super excited about it, I'm going to use some organic peanut butter, and it's just the natural organic peanut butter. I'll probably put in about a heaping tablespoon, maybe a little bit more in there to give it a delicious kind of creamy and nutty flavor that they will love. So there we go. I'm going to go blend this up. So you just take your Vitamix back over to your station, Put your lid on. Let's bring this over so you can see. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna very, very low. Just gonna put it up to about 4. Kind of mix it around. Maybe turn it up to 5 now. There we go. So as long as it's all mixed around, then that's great. So I'm going to go ahead and use my dirty bowl that I had my coconut milk in and put it back in that bowl just so I don't get another bowl dirty, and I just used it. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my amazing batter. And you can see it's a bit on the runny side for muffins. It's thick, but it's maybe not quite as thick as we need for muffins. So it all depends on how dry or moist your almond pulp is. So how long it's been strained for, whether all the moisture's out or whether a lot's in. So what I'm gonna do to this is, if this is your consistency that you have, you might wanna thicken it just a little bit with some coconut flour at the end. Okay, so I have some organic coconut flour here. So I'll just go ahead and kind of eyeball it. Just maybe put in about a cup. And here's a little bit of baking soda. This is the aluminum-free natural baking soda, and I'm going to just tip in about a half a teaspoon. Okay, I'm gonna stir that in. And you know what else I'm gonna add here is just a little bit of sea salt. So I'm gonna just stir this batter around just like you would a normal, muffin mix or a bread mix, or this is also amazing for pancake batter. So you can also use this for pancakes in the morning. So there we go. We have a delicious, perfectly stirred up and textured either muffin mix, pancake mix, or a bread mix. And if you want to add some organic non-sweetened chocolate chips to it for your kids as a special treat, you can go ahead and put that in, or some walnuts. They're always a great addition. Sometimes I do that, but I might just sprinkle a few on top. I don't like to put too much sweetener for them, but because it's for kids, you just want to jazz it up and make them so excited about eating all this healthy food. So hang on. Just gotta grab my paper towels here. All right, so as you can see, I've got my wonderful mixture. Just gonna sprinkle a tiny little bit of cinnamon on the top for color, like so. And then, come on over with me. I'm going to come on over to my little station here of all my goodies on my back shelf so you can't see all that. Sorry, I hate not being able to show you what I have going on there. Okay. So then I just choose, do I want to add anything to the top or inside the mix or whatever? So I have some carob chips here. My kids aren't a fan of those, but I use those for myself. But I have these little non-sweetened chocolate chips. So I'll just grab like about a tablespoon of them in my hand. And they're organic dark chocolate, and I'll just kind of sprinkle them on the top here. My kids think they're getting a super fantastic treat. Like their friends are always getting like chocolate chip cookies or whatever. So there you can see that this looks amazing and will be, really appetizing for them. I'm just gonna go ahead and cook it in my oven at 350 for however long it takes. You need to stick in the, you need to stick everything in there and see how it's coming along. So again, you can use those for pancakes, for muffins, or for the bread. So hope that you've enjoyed this, and yeah, it's good not to waste your pulp. So that's just one recipe that I do.